don't know why I did an intro. Well, because this is an intro. You guys have been clamoring for Black Panther information. You have been wanting a Black Panther source. Well, here it is. I am dropping Black Panther knowledge in unison with my man Theo B over, and I ain't saying, I'm just saying. We are going to be covering Black Panther, the man without fear / the most dangerous man alive. A very underrated story by David Liss. Ran for about 15, 16 issues. I'm not going to do a whole bunch of talking about it. I'm just going to let y'all get off into it. I did a video on that very first issue a few years ago, and here it is. I hope y'all enjoy it. Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment is what I do. We moving into this new week. We moving into this new month, May Day. Happy May Day to all of y'all. And I want to get back on my Black Panther BS. You know what I'm saying? Has been a while, I think, since I've done a Black Panther video. So I'm going to do one. And I'm going to do it from the perspective of the Black Panther man without fear / the most dangerous man alive perspective. Okay. That was a time in T'Challa's career where he had just gotten done with being in a transitional period in his life right after, I want to say, Doom War, because he speaks of having to get rid of all the vibranium to stop Doom from possessing it, and how that decision bothers him. And he ended up abdicating the throne for a little while to go to Hell's Kitchen and stand in for Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, because he felt he had something that he needed to prove, not to Wakanda, not to his wife at the time, but to himself. No kingdom, no vibranium, no high-tech gear, just brains, brawn, and battle savvy is what he fought with those first 11 issues when the series was called The Man Without Fear, and then transitioned into the most dangerous man alive. I think they saw that T'Challa's run was getting a little bit of traction, so they decided to change it up and make it uniquely his. At least that's what I think they were doing. But before we get into the story, I'm gonna hit a couple of little bullet points, do some edutainment, because yes, that's what I do. And give you a little synopsis after, and hopefully there aren't a whole bunch of questions, but a lot of comments. And that is what I need y'all to do for me. And that is comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D-Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. If you're digging what a brother shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. Comment, like, subscribe, and share all of this. Black Panther, Man Without Fear. Let's get into it. Black Panther, Man Without Fear. 513, Daredevil. Black Panther, Daredevil. Black Panther is what it says on the cover, so we're going to call it Black Panther 513, even though it's him taking over Daredevil's comic. It was written by David Liss and drawn by Francisco Francavilla. Art, meh. I mean, it's good. It's good enough. Not great, but it's good. And now here is the series run. That is the other 10 issues that follow the one we're about to get off into, just to show you, there were guest stars, there were baddies, and then there was an overall bad guy, which was an enhanced by the name of Vlad, and who Black Panther ended up having to have his little grand tete-a-tete with. And it lived up to the hype because they built up to it, you know, a la Kingpin style. So when they finally did square off, you were not disappointed. But let's go ahead and get into this man without fear thing. There he is. See him up in the shadows, looking kind of Batmanish there. And he is going to deal with these here thugs because they look kind of thuggy. And that guy is obviously the head thug. He bounces. He attacks. And he's talking about how he's without the riches and powers that come with the title of the Black Panther, but he still got hands. At the end of the day, he still got hands. And even though he might have missed a step because he isn't enhanced, let's bear that in mind too. But he wants to be known as a man without fear in the urban jungle, and that is precisely what he is going to do. Like I said, he's been at this point, he's been at it about 3 weeks now. And when we get later on into the comic, he's going to talk about, you know, what he's feeling. And I'm gonna hit the T'Challa points. There are important points throughout this story, but I'm gonna hit the T'Challa points. Urban Jungle, David Liss, Francisco Francavilla, letterer, cover artist, Simone Bianchi. I like Simone Bianchi's cover work on this comic. Interior art, there's a variant cover, but you know how it is. Quesada was editor-in-chief back then, so a lot of these decisions come from him. They weren't terrible decisions, though. Now, T'Challa's being his usual pushy, intimidating, threatening self, but unlike in Wakanda, you know, folks in the urban jungle are kind of sketch. And so he's learning that when he's not enhanced, the game flows a little different. So he's going to have to move a little different, literally. And now here we bounce back to 3 weeks earlier when him and Matt Murdock are having the conversation of him standing in for Matt. And now Matt's just overcome that Shadowland saga. If y'all never read Shadowland, basically got took over by the Hand and became a bad guy. And he's recovering from that. And he wants T'Challa to stand in for him. Why? Well, here's one of the reasons. You're one of the most intelligent men on Earth. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Matt Murdock called T'Challa one of the most intelligent men on Earth. Okay? It might have been in kind of a sarcastic way, but the fact that you mentioned T'Challa's intelligence during this speaks volumes. Okay, everybody knows that T'Challa's intelligent. Matt Murdock knows T'Challa's intelligent. Tony Stark knows T'Challa's intelligent. Reed Richards knows T'Challa's intelligent. Adam Brashear knows T'Challa is intelligent. So the only people that seem to not know T'Challa is intelligent is the MCU, where he's just dead. And he's saying to him, if you want to really find out who you are, what you're made of, and how far you can bend and stretch without breaking, then learn by protecting these people. Take my place while I'm gone. And T'Challa's response is, if I do this, I need to do it alone, my way, and on my terms. And let's be honest, outside of the many teams that he's been a part of, he also operates fairly well as a loner. But that was back when he had the backing of Wakanda. He doesn't have the backing of Wakanda right now. It's just, like I said, him and his smarts. Said he's going to do it alone, his way and on his terms. And if he is to test himself, it must truly be that way. And I guess he expected flack from Matt, but Matt said, if you're going to test yourself, there is no other way. You got to do it alone, player. So, as T'Challa always does, well, not always, but once again, let's just say that. Once again, T'Challa is taking on an alias. And in this case, it's Mr. Okonkwo, the manager of the Devil's Kitchen Diner. And that's what he's telling everybody. And it is my understanding that you have a complaint regarding the preparation of your French toast. Let me read that in a T'Challa voice. I am the new manager here at the Devil's Kitchen. It is my understanding that you have a complaint regarding the preparation of your French toast. We'll work on it. Ha! Look like one of Aunt May's people. And so he's being a good manager. He's telling everybody what they need to hear. Except for old girl that want to work there because she's got Serbian nationalist symbols of violence. There ain't no room for such things in my diner. It is not what I expected from a waitress in Hell's Kitchen. She's saying I didn't expect a recent immigrant from Africa to know of a fringe Serbian political movement. Uh-oh. And so, your first lead. And here he is online talking to his lady, who, back in the days, was very understanding of the things he chose to do. See, listen, that right there, that black love. I need you to follow the path that is right for you, just as I need you to understand how much it hurts me to be a part. And his response, that you know me so well that you can let me be on my own, only makes it harder to be without you. That's some Mac type stuff right there. He's saying, hey, oh, he ain't got an apple, he got a pear. I didn't know. Didn't know they make pears. And his lovely snowy-haired wife she got his back. Well, at least for most of it. And real quick, we get to meet this bad guy Vlad. He's reprimanded one of his workers. Workers are disrespectful. He walks in and it's like, bruh, he could have been Captain Romania, is what he's explaining, but the experiments always fail. And the man spits on him. And he flexes his powers. He is able to put energy into objects. Strong enough to slap that guy up against the wall who's pretty big with ease. And that is why they call him Vlad. Yep, you guessed it. The Impaler. How? And so back to where we were. T'Challa dodging lots of bullets, even on the hands. Something up the sleeve. Presto. Those dark. Uh-oh. Where do you think he is? Even without Wakandan technology and science backing him, he is still the master strategist. And so it's real easy to handle folks in the dark when you can see and they can't. And boy, is he handling them. They socking each other. Nope. Grabs Vlad the Impaler's son. Oh boy. In the end, T'Challa's proving that he got what it takes to be Hell's Panther. He don't like it though. Lad is mad because he said this guy's a challenge. Of course he's a challenge. He's a whole challenge and a half. And to me, that introductory story said a lot. It had a villain, a potential villain that we were going to see more of. It had a storyline. It had personal interest on T'Challa's part. It was the hero's journey. He needed to rebuild himself after the Doom War stuff. And this comic is kind of where he did that. And this was the jumping on point, which I did, of course, because I jump on all things T'Challa. And overall, I was not disappointed by this run. It was a great run. A lot of people speak of it when we speak of great Black Panther stories, but there are better Black Panther stories. This is a good Panther story, not a great Panther story. And that's just my opinion. It holds down that spot while we waiting for the great Panther stuff. And that's precisely what it did, because later on we got Ta-Nehisi Coates. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. That's it for a Black Panther video right now. What did y'all think? Did y'all get a chance to read Black Panther, Man Without Fear? Starting at 513 all the way up to 524. And then in 525, it became Black Panther, the most dangerous man alive. Y'all need to get on that. I will be coming at y'all with another one of the other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.